Streaming.
Are you gonna bring it farther in?
Huh? Leave it alone.
No, the car.
I will. I got it. You know what I gotta do now. Hey! Alright, we are back. Long time no see, everyone. Pinchy Al here, and today's a big day. What do I mean by that? Well, you guys know what that car is right over there. That is the Patreon built Jetta VR6 that we are almost done building a motor for it. What? So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be moving the car about to here, and we're going to pull the engine out because we got a new motor coming in. New motor's coming in next week, finally. We had to do some extra modifications to the engine so I can get it machined properly before it actually came home. Same with Mike's Mark IV Wolf. His 1.8T is coming in next week as well. So we have a lot of stuff coming next week, a lot of new content. We're gonna have two pretty much normal YouTube content and exclusive content for Patreon members. Right now, we're just gonna pull an engine, nothing special. But as I'm working, we can always talk like always and, you know, get some ideas. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, for just being a part of this awesome channel and this awesome community that is the VW community. So, without further ado, move that car, put it over here, give it a couple revs, and get to work.
Yeah, tell them about the boxes, the Patreon boxes. They're coming out
later. That's later. So, be right back.
You gonna turn it on?
Yeah, I gotta move the car.
You could coast it.
Yeah, no, it needs to be turned on. Amazing as well. It's the exhaust is hitting, so that's why it has like a weird raspy noise. But it's good. It's good. It also got a super light flywheel on it, so it's a little rattly. Huh? Yeah, no, it sounds freaking great though. It drives really, really well. I drive it around a lot. I put over 500 miles on this car with no problems. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, it's got a lot of flywheel chatter, and since the exhaust is cut from about halfway, it rattles on the back of the car, so it hits like the chassis pretty hard. So that's what you're probably hearing, is like metal clanking. But again, it's nothing nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, the microphone is not the best for revving on this car. I don't know why, but it just the revving is just not the greatest. And the microphone again is not the greatest either for this. But we're gonna pretty much disconnect everything. I had to get the car warmed up so I can drain the oil and drain the coolant. So we can pull the motor out and get it all going. I drove it again for a little bit here, and then now I'm gonna head over. Now I'm looking for a buddy to go to San Francisco for me, so if anybody has some time to drive with me, I'm looking for a road buddy. Correct, no ticking. It has a phenomenal idle. I mean, again, I built it. Ha! Yeah, no, I mean, we put a lot of love and effort into this engine, and it came out pretty good. You know, taking your time building an engine properly makes a huge difference, you know? You know, and keep in mind, taking your time. Keeping that in mind, taking your time. I'm thinking about leaving Thursday night, coming back Sunday. Tiny. Gonna rent an SUV because we're gonna put this in the SUV, haul it all the way to San Francisco to drop it off with Luis, hang out for a day, drink, chill, you know. And then from San Francisco, we got to go down to another city about another hour away. We're gonna pick up a truck and tow dolly. We're gonna bring another car down, all the way from San Francisco. We got another car that we're gonna be building, and we're gonna be giving it away. This Thursday. Kennedy, actually very soon. I'm actually getting ready to pull the transmission out of the TDI and start rebuilding that. It's not like a whole engine transmission rebuild. It's just for a limited slip rebuild. I mean swap out. We're going to be swapping out the diff on it. So the nice thing about these engines, since what we did is almost everything's deleted, it's gonna come out super quick. Not that concerned actually getting this thing out. Man, Tiny, why you gotta be bugging me with that? Telling me when and where, and you can't even go. This guy. Get me all excited thinking you're gonna come with me. I mean, Kennedy, I would love to do it, but I've never done it before, so I don't know if I'll do a good job. So first things first, we got to put this car up in the air. And then once it's up in the air, we're going to do start unplugging everything and draining all the fluids that pretty much that don't need to be in here. Once all the fluids are drained, get to work on putting everything else in, taking everything out. I mean, Now, if you guys haven't watched this series with the 12-out VR6, the Patreon build, you guys got to get subscribed because we're gonna get ready to build a turbo motor now. No more stock stuff. Gonna build a turbo VR next. And then while we're at it, we're gonna wire tuck as well. I haven't done the wire tuck on this yet because I didn't know how much time I had, and now I got a decent amount of time now, so I'm not overly concerned. I finally got my work schedule set. I got pretty much everything I need to do under control. So now I know when I can do stuff and when I can't do stuff, you know? And look at all the wires disconnected. I'm gonna change the microphone. Tell me if you guys can hear me, okay? Can you guys hear me? I just swapped out the microphone. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, please please reply on the screen on there. Tell me if you guys can hear me better. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, they would. They would love to see us in arguing the entire way. You giving me a freaking heart attack and pissing me off. People would love that. Alright, cool. Most of the front wiring's already taken off. Next is the core support. So let me jack this car up so I can get it done. Cool, cool. Do this as fast as I can. Oh, shit. Come on. Here we go. Woo! Alright, one off the ground. It's hard to do a car when it's on dirt. It's not the smartest way to jack up a car, by the way, guys. It's actually a lot harder to do work on a car on dirt than it is on a pavement. There you go, Tiny. Oh, by the way, I got a spare 12 valve right now. Just picked one up yesterday. You want me to build you it? There we go. She's up in the air. Whew. All right. Let's get you up higher. There you guys go. All right, next step, front end to come off. Once the front end is off, we'll unbolt the bolts to the transmission, and then pretty much once the transmission's unbolted and the dog bone is removed, everything else just comes right off. There we go. First three removed. believe I have two 13s down below. Alright, let's get it going. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Times are burning. Alright, front bumper's removed. Headlights are next. Yeah, leaving Thursday night. Correct. It's like around 5 or 6 o'clock. And then I come back Sunday morning. This one needs a flathead. Come on, I need an answer like tomorrow or Tuesday, Tiny. Because it's a long drive and I gotta plan it accordingly. What's up? I do. I never said I was not going to take you. I'm just trying to make it cheap as possible. Big difference. Take the wife and I spend 3 times as much. Huh? I'm not saying it's you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I have to accommodate you and the children. Alright, so now that we have everything removed on top, what's next is the This is the core support, but I gotta drain the coolant before I pull it. Whew. Thank you, Tiny. Be a fun road trip if you went. Alright, so we just have the 13s up in front. the 213s up in front. Alright, so now I gotta unplug the fan switch here. Fan relays drain the coolant into a bucket. Dance up, banging. It's not that hard to find parts for Kennedy. He's got nowhere to shop. All right, coolant drained up top and on the bottom. Gotta take out the top one. That's done. I did disconnect the 2 fan switches and relays. Nice. Cleaning your car is always so satisfying when you're done. That's it. All right, front end removed. Whew. Not too bad. Now with that disconnected, we can work on the next piece. So little wires right here. Nice. Yeah, synthetic clay bars are pretty cool. So the next hardest part is the manifold has to come out. Not the hardest, but the most annoying. What's going on, man?
Good. Would you like it with you? Or?
Yeah, I can just let it do it right there. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Good luck.
You too, man. All right, here we go. So manifold has to come off next. Once the manifold comes off, we'll be able to do the fuel injector lines, and then that's it. And then we'll be able to pull the motor out. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Once you get rid of everything, it's just like tons of room. Right. First I used a coat of primer, just standard automotive primer you can buy in any store, and then I used plastic like a paint, but extremely light coats, and I mean like super light coats of paint. If you don't do that, it will just not stick to it correctly. So now everything around doesn't matter. I think where else we need to focus on. Power steering will be last once I get everything else detached. Get the coolant lines in the back. Okay. Coolant lines are disconnected. Shift linkage will be next. Try to see what else I need to worry about over here. And visually need to worry about. All this wiring over here is kind of like in the way. Let's see if I can get it out. Try that in a little bit. Let's see. Read your guys' comments and see. So you want to see the power steering hose? Yeah, there should be two brackets that actually control it. So you'll see here, see this guy right here? This guy bolts onto either here or over here like the 1.8Ts on the starter. There's a little bracket that comes up and over. I didn't have mine on my transmission, so I couldn't do it. And then it bolts on the bottom of the transmission down here, and that's what holds it in place. So what I ended up doing was using the bottom one and zip tying this guy to a little arm over here, so I held it in place correctly. Zip ties will work. Okay, so we're gonna pull the fuel lines. The exhaust is cooled down enough so I don't have to worry about it. Just let it drain. We also just ordered a 3-point cage for the car. So if you guys are just wondering what progress we made, we have a 3-point cage on the way out, on the way in to here. That's a bolt-in cage for the back of this car. Since we're getting rid of the back seats, we're gonna get a 3-point cage put in. Since we already have rear and front sway bars, we're gonna need a cage. We're gonna need upper stress bars and rear stress bars, which we already have. The next thing we're probably going to do is reinforce the lower chassis with a crossbar. I'm going to talk to my buddy Steve to see if he can help me out with that. If you want to get the crank bolt out, you need to put a 2x4 into the, pull your oil pan off and put a 2x4 pretty much into the to the block so it doesn't prevent it from spinning, and that'll work. Okay, let's see here. I don't know. Hi. Okay. Alright, pull that out. Whew. Yeah, so if the block is out, then yeah, just put it on the upside down and put a 2x4 in it and get a long ass pipe, and you can break it loose. It's the only way you're gonna be able to do it if you don't have a crazy impact gun. Yeah, it's super easy. There's nothing special. Just draining the power steering fluid. Get those out of the way. Okay. All right, so. Yay. Alright, now we're down to the shift linkage. Linkage disconnected. Shift tower. Now I've done the last two bolts for the slave cylinder. And then all that will be removed. I gotta do the power wire for the starter. Gotta do the bolt off the power steering. And that'll pretty much disconnect everything on the front of the engine. So we'll be done everything here, and then we gotta work on the back, which is just a couple bolts for the manifold. And then we should be done. Double checking everything I'm looking at here. Okay. Right, so power steering's ready to go. So the lines are out, are drained or draining. Now wait till that drains completely. Alright, so now I gotta unbolt the manifold, which has got two of the Allen bolts here. Now we're doing all of this so we can remove the engine, because the engine harness, most of the engine harness resides underneath the intake manifold. So you guys got to remember that. This comes out. So now we're here to the rest of the harness. So now the rest of the harness has been removed. We've got our beautiful VR valve covers, nice and stock. Everything else is done. We just gotta take off a couple bolts over here. We gotta work on the bottom of the car now. There we go. So we gotta work on the bottom, take the dog bone mount and the axles off. Once those are removed, we can take the exhaust off. Once the exhaust manifold is removed, whole engine comes right out. Oh, we need to remove the slave cylinder as well for the clutch and the power wire for the starter. That's all. Thank you, Kennedy. I pride myself in making sure this stuff is clean. Alright, so I gotta get a ratchet. I haven't used a ratchet the entire time. Alright. That's done. So the exhaust is next. I don't know if I'll be able to get it off. One, two, three. 16s. $17. No attention first. Yeah, this is the most annoying part right here, is getting the manifold to come off. Because these bolts suck, honestly. You might get lucky, like me right now, I got one. Ha! That's two. Wait. Okay, there's three. It's gonna be a little tougher, a little tighter spot. right, that's 4, 2 more to go. Whew. Alright, one last bolt. Manifolds removed after that, and then work on the next spot. So one of these will fit. That one bolt in the back is kind of odd. How to use find a random bolt. I mean, while I'm working, guys, please ask questions. I'm right here watching the feed, so I can definitely answer questions as I'm wrenching away. Why are you getting this engine out? Because I'm building a VR6 turbo next. This engine was actually for one of our Patreon members on my subscription-based channel. I built it for him, and since the build is now done, and I broke it in for him, it's coming out, and we're delivering the engine to San Francisco. That's right. So what we do here at Pinche Ale's Garage to help the community out as best we can. And I built this engine for free for him. All he paid for was parts. So I did a full complete build on this engine from top to bottom. This is not a high performance VR block. It's a stock block with all new everything. So he can pretty much daily drive it and enjoy it. Alright, so we're now down to the axle bolts and the dog bone and drain the oil pan. We're done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh wow, yeah. You are far. And yes, we do have nice weather here in California. Always nice weather. This is our winter. Wesley, yep, you gotta have a cat in there or have it tuned for no cat. You just answered your own question, sir. Yep, same here. We have a AAA VR6 in this one too. Whoa. Alright, dog bones removed. How much horsepower we're going to go with the turbo motor? I'm thinking 300 to 350 for a fun track car, because we're going to track the car before we give it away. And if we go to the 400 horsepower range or higher, we run into a lot of risk of heat. And especially if we're going to run it hard for a long period of time, we got to make sure we can keep heat under control. So I'll build it for 400 horsepower, and then we'll tune it to see where we can keep it safe, where it can rev to high hell and just be happy. Again, we're going to run a bigger radiator than stock. We're also going to be running a probably a bigger oil cooler. We're going to run a bigger radiator, a bigger oil cooler. We're going to do everything we need to optimize heavy, long, more endurance-based racing. That way we can autocross it, we can take it to an actual racetrack and enjoy a couple runs. My goal is to take a bunch of the Patreon members to the racetrack and have them drive the car before we give it away to one lucky member. Alright, so the next step is to remove the axles. Once the axles are removed, I already got the dog bone taken out. Pretty much put it on the cherry picker and then pull everything out. There should be a couple bolts left. Yeah, I don't see much left over here. Just the 12 bolts for the axles, and that's it. And that should be pretty quick. Well, you don't just do stock internals, you upgrade all the internal parts. That's why we're doing a full build. We're not just doing it to this motor. This motor is not going to be turboed. This is an NA motor. We have another motor coming back, and we're going to be doing a lot of internal upgrades and a bunch of head spacer and everything that's required. So, E. Pena, gotta remember, don't assume. driver axle removed. What we got for comments here? So, two things, guys, and this is what happens when you guys assume. I never said I was gonna build a big turbo with a stock block. So I've never recommended it. I've never told anybody I was gonna do it. I did say that we are gonna be building a big turbo setup for 350 to 400 horsepower. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and what a lot of people do, are a lot of do's and don'ts. People who turbo these things, number one, never put a head spacer on them. Don't upgrade the hardware. If you do your research, and you do your research very well, not just assume or from a friend of a friend of a friend who's done this and that, and all they've done is probably slap a spacer on it and turboed it. Number one, if you're gonna turbo a VR, you need to put a spacer, head spacer on it. You need to upgrade the head bolts. You need to upgrade the rod bolts. You got to upgrade the main cap bolts because of the force that it creates. Okay, just for the hardware, the rods and pistons are fine. All right, most people don't know that VR6 rods and pistons are ridiculously powerful. That's why you don't see them for low horsepower builds for rods and pistons, because they're not needed. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that you can do 400 horsepower all day on stock internals with proper hardware upgrades, okay? Not just slapping a turbo on. Understand that. All right? Next thing is, you do have to upgrade the valves and the springs and the retainers to go to turbo. You can't use stock valves, and you can't use stock cams. You got to upgrade your cams for sure. You got to go to pretty much SuperTech or Ferrera valve train. So the whole entire valve train head has to be upgraded to handle the heat and pretty much the extremely fast rotation of a turboed engine. So the head has to be upgraded. Internals, not so real much, but hardware, definitely. You have to upgrade your cooling on your engine substantially, and your oil system. You can't just, again, you can't just turbo it. All right, guys? You do have to do some extra upgrades, but that's pretty much it. And you can build a 400 horsepower engine all day, super reliably and comfortably. Next thing after that is obviously your clutch and your transmission has to be built accordingly as well. So that's also will be next to specifications. So yeah, we got almost over $4,000 of money to dump into the new engine that we have. That's at the machine shop right now. Not this engine, but the engine that we have at the machine shop. So whenever you see people do something, do your research and know what they did first. Okay? I'm not trying to be an asshole or just trying to school you, but find out what they actually did to the engine. You know, that's what people don't realize. What did you do to the engine to support the extra horsepower? A lot of people don't ever do that. They just say, oh, I saw them turbo it and it failed. Probably because they just turboed it and then it failed. You know, they didn't do everything that's required in between. You know, I've been in this game long enough that, oh yeah, yeah. I've seen a lot of mistakes. And I, for one, have done a lot of them as well, but I learned from them. right, axle removed. All right, passenger and driver's side axles are done. Gotta drain the oil and pull the engine out. We're done. Doo-woo, doo-woo. See what we got. Let's see here. Thanks for all your work you've done with my. Thanks for all your work. You've helped a lot with my Corrado. My next two problems are brinker relay sometimes and the sunroof work just. I'll never sell mine. Keep it up. Thanks. Hey Wesley, you want to see a Corrado? I got a Corrado too. I'll show you my Corrado. That's my Corrado right there. You guys are dumb. I love it. Yeah, this Corrado is done. I'm just waiting for my interior to come back. I got a harness to put back in and a couple little goodies that I'm not going to show you guys until later. But we got a cage for it already. We just got to weld it in. Where we got the front and rear suspension done, all the braking's done, big brakes, front and rear, 1.8 T swap, big turbo, water to air intercooled VR6 radiator, complete hydraulic swap. Everything's done to it. The Corrado is a Nardo gray paint job. It's really dirty right now. It's been dusty lately. It is completely color swapped from its original Baltic blue, which is like a really dark blue, to this. The car was actually in a really bad wreck when I got it. It was completely rear-ended in the back corner and the front end. The bumpers are straight from Germany, which I imported front and rear. I have skirts for it. We are going to go to E-code headlights, basic front and rear stuff. Nardo gray paint job painted by my buddy Corbin Potts. Guy is amazing with paint. This car had over 30 hours of body work. Oh no, over 60 hours of body work on top of paint. Yeah, I'll show you guys the bay. It's a little dusty. It's been a while since I've played around with it. The whole engine base painted a black magic pearl. The engine is color matched to black magic pearl. It's dirty as all hell. Again, I just had the wire harness to put in and then just run my coolant lines and it's done. I have the manifold and turbo and everything ready to bolt that in. I have all the bracketry. I made all the bracketry for the water to air intercooler that's going here. Just a couple lines. It's not a lot. It looks empty, but this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm not changing anything from here. It's all going to be as clean as possible. So yeah, a lot of work has been put into this. This uses Fabulous Manufacturing tubular subframe, so it's all tubed underneath. VR6 core support, so you can use all the factory 1.8T lines. So everything bolts on like a Mark IV pretty much. It's such an easy swap to do in a Corrado, and there's so much room. It's stupid and awesome. I love it how much room there is. You guys can see this is all room. So this is why I'm going to a water to air intercooler setup, because of all this space that we have. You guys will see more in a couple weeks, because once the Patreon Jetta is finally back under wraps, I will be able to do so much more on that car. Alright, both axles are removed now. I gotta drain the oil, bring the cherry picker over, and then get this engine out. It's done. No, 9 to 16, 17. Beautiful clean oil. So pissed I gotta drain it. That oil's so clean, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's what happens when you build a good motor. I can't wait for Luis to have this in his car. He's gonna love it so much. While that's draining, I'm gonna go grab the cherry picker. Be right back, guys. Okay. Alright, so next step is to remove the four 18mm and the 10mm bolts that hold this thing together. So we need to remove this, and then the two bolts on top, over there and over here, and pull the sucker out. oil is done dripping down underneath. Let's see here. Just want to cover all my ends before I yank this sucker out. Alright, here we go. Last 4 bolts. There's 2. Three. Last but not least, number 4. There we go. Motor is removed. Now we gotta get it out. Gonna let it drain whatever coolant's in there. I'm going to move the power steering over to the left. Continue draining there. So now we got to unhinge it from, the biggest issue here is getting it disconnected from the manifold. They always tend to get stuck there. Oh, I'm stuck. What's going on, Ray Ray?
What are you doing?
Pulling the motor out?
The VR?
Yeah.
Out of the silver car?
Yeah.
I gotcha. I have a question for you. Do you know anybody who's pulling out the motor silver?
What do you need?
2-liter automatic trans.
Do you know if the TDI trans will work?
For automatic? I don't know.
Because I have Tim's TDI transmission still here.
Oh, this is a fucking sweet motherfucker. What's that?
I still have Tim's TDI motor.
Let me do some research to find out.
I mean, I think it should. They all should bolt right up. The only issue I think is gearing is probably going to be the biggest difference.
I know that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose car?
Terrence trans went out.
Oh, for Tevin?
Yeah.
How badly does he need a car?
Pretty bad. He doesn't have anything. He lives in Ramona now and works on the side.
Gotcha. Because I can probably get him. What motor's in that car, in his wagon?
2.0.
Oh, shit.
What were you thinking?
Huh?
What were you thinking?
Well, I just got I'm picking up a 1.8T Mark IV.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you gotta do a swap and everything. That's gonna be way too much work. But, I mean, for Tevin, just to get back and forth to work, I would just swap that transmission. I mean, it'll work.
You think so?
Yeah, it'll work. It just won't have, I guess, the torque that because the 2.0s have much lower gears.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if he just needs to move around, you know?
Yeah.
Until you can find something, because that would be faster than fucking trying to find something immediately.
Yeah.
And you know that transmission's good because it came off of Tim's car.
Yeah. Alright, let me do some quick research and I'll let you know.
All right, man. Yeah, because it still has it's still attached to the engine, so I know it's all there.
Okay.
Okay.
Tool, are you accessible? Can you pull the journey code?
At the moment, no.
Well, when you get a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta pull this engine out.
Alright, no worries. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Are you guys going to Rob and Amy's thing?
I have no idea. Are you going?
Yeah.
I don't know. Alex called a while ago to find out we're going, so I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what else. I don't know what else there is to do. So.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
All right, then hit me up.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Later.
Bye. Carly, you gonna help me pull this out?
Are you recording still?
Yeah. No, Ray needs Tevin needs help, and we gotta get him a transmission. I got that transmission right there for him. So, huh?
Like pick.
Yeah.
Pull. Nice, still asleep.
She's still asleep?
She's lying there asleep. She was coughing.
Okay, so.
Pull this way.
Yeah, but it's stuck right here already.
Okay.
Hold on, because it has to come off the exhaust first. We need to get these bolts off first on that side. This is what's blocking me right now.
What is it?
Just, they're over here. I already have them. Because once it's out, we'll put it in the garage and we're done. You guys like my ringtone, huh? It's one of the best ringtones ever. Share with no filter. No auto tune.
You should do your hair flick while you do it. Take the ponytail out.
No.
It's all over. The ponytail on top.
Just move it out of the way. Alright. This should let me do it. Give it a couple pumps. Hold on.
Another. One more.
Yeah, come on. Okay, there's one.
Again.
A little bit my. There we go. There. Nice. Now it's 100% detached. Okay. Let me go down a little bit. Not too fast.
You can take Barrera's wheel with you.
If he comes, yeah. We're meeting him over there? Yes, I'll take the one wheel out. It's right there.
Okay.
No, this way. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Careful. Your toe. Where'd you get that? Oh, you're there.
Crush my toe.
Anything else?
Ah.
The pinky?
Oh, 3.
Ooh. There you go. This one?
What's 3? Ow.
Not swollen.
Ow.
It's this one. It's this. It's you. The second one.
Ow.
Put some ice on it.
Get my socks back on. I gotta finish what I'm doing.
Well, your other one, I think you can wiggle these, right? It's just this one.
Okay, we're going. Just get my socks back.
Ouch.
Ah.
Sorry, bud. Okay,
Ah. Beer.
you want the other sock?
Yes. Ow. Fuck. I'll get my shoe. Oh my gosh, it hurts.
Get the side wheel.
Yeah, I forgot there was a wheel there. I have my toes right in front of it.
Needs some steel toe.
Oh my god. Shit. Okay, gotta keep going. Oh my god. Yeah, I just crushed the big toe, and the 2 little, I just crushed it with the wheel that I didn't even know was there. I forgot about it. Oh my god, it's so much pain. Come on, let's get this done.
Put your foot out of the way. Stick it over there.
No, we have to.
They're coming back. Right?
We have to go straight back now.
Yeah.
Whew.
Need some steel toes.
I need to not crush my feet. That's what I need to do.
Straight back.
1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2.
That's good. You want to lift it up a little bit more?
No. You lift it up, it starts swinging even more.
Okay. Back. Not too far. It's on something.
No. Oh, the axle. We gotta go.
This way.
You can't hit that. This. 1, 2, 3.
Go that way.
Yeah, but we gotta go back like another 2-3 inches.
I want to step on it.
No, you don't have to do that. Just pull it back. Just pull it back. You're fine. Just pull. 1, 2. There you go. Okay. The next step is
That way.
so push from up here. I'll pull from down here.
I was gonna push up here.
No. From over here. Oh, no, actually, yeah. Okay.
I was gonna push this beam that way.
Ready?
Watch it then.
1, 2.
Hang on. Ready? 1, 2.
Oh,
The
we
wheels
need
are
a,
twisted.
no, we just need a bar.
A bar.
Oh. Make it easier. Oof.
Ready?
Alright, now we go back. We'll have to go this way. I'm going the wrong way.
This way. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go home the carpet.
That's fine. We got a dolly. That's all we gotta do is put on a dolly now. We need 2x4s on it.
You have those brown pieces.
There we go. She's out. Luis's motor is out. So now, what we're gonna do next is pretty much clean it up. Give it a quick little wash around, clean up all the grease, tighten all the little bolts down, remove the transmission. The transmission's mine to keep. That's my transmission for this car. Be right back. Give me a moment. Oof. Not having a beer. Gonna have an Arizona watermelon flavored tea. But yeah, that's how we pull out a motor. Another one, because now we're getting ready to build another VR6. Next week. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. This live little segment here. We will be back, but the next content, it's not going to be live for you guys. It's going to be private for Patreon members. So if you guys are going to watch the VR6 turbo build, you guys got to subscribe to Peach House Garage on Patreon. And again, once everything's done, you guys will be able to chance to win this car with the turbo build and everything with it. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Have a safe Halloween as well with you and your family and your kids. And as always here at Pinchy House Garage, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and we're going to repeat. Peace out and have a wonderful day. Oh my God, my feet hurt. My foot hurts. I want to show up, but I don't want to.